Hey guys, how's it going? Professor Shuckle here, and today I'm back with our second game for the Draft Premier League Season 4. If you recall, we were drafted by Tangang, and we played one game before mids, and we won that, and our team is 2-1 going into mids. Mids, where we can improve drafts as well as pick up new players. We didn't really pick up any players, but we did improve a couple of Sword and Shield teams, but yeah. Anyway, week 4 we're facing the Rocky Helmet Verzions, and I was picked to play this week. Rocky Helmet Verzions were like the second team that I almost went on because it has my good buddy Sky. So yeah, I was picked to play this week, and I ended up with the Mega Diancie team again. I was in slot 1 this time, trying to actually catch my buddy Skyhorse in a game, who would be using his Scary Urshifu Arctozoal team, but he dodged us. He didn't want the smoke, so instead we'll be playing Don Mids, who got picked up at mids, and yeah, it's pretty good play. I think I only played them once, but it was in a league I didn't really care about, so yeah, not much to say, but anyway, let's jump into the matchup. As you can see, we're rocking with the Mega Diancie team. So we have a team of Mega Diancie, Victini, Hydreigon, Ferrothorn, Crobat, Paloswine, Araquanid, and Electrode. Our opponent has a team of Mega Gallade, Spectre, Hydreigon as well, Corviknight, Vaporeon, Nidoqueen, Granbull, and Emolga. So our luck's been terrible because we have been mashed up with the Mega Gallade once again. If you watched the last match, we didn't have a Mega Gallade switch in at all on the team. Our Mega Gallade response was Sack and go Crobat. Yeah, nothing has changed in that regard. The same old Mega Gallade is a problem. Swords Dance, Sneak, Close Combat, Thunder Punch, or Rock Slide is all it needs really, or Stone Edge. Could have Knock, could be all-out attacker with 4 moves. You could run anything it wanted here. It does have to run max speed. Cannot run Adamant because of the Mega Diancie, because yeah, the speed tie there. Spectre, a huge threat huge threat for us as well. Specs, Hex gave me a lot of problem in mocks. My first initial Hydreigon set, which was just max HP, thinking it would wall Spectre, was incorrect. It whisked the first time in mocks, and then next time it just clicked Hex and did 50%. So yeah, Spectre is the big problem, and I need to keep Hydreigon alive at all times. Otherwise, Spectre gets 1 kill, and I just lose on the spot because it just snowballs. It's that kind of a mon with high ceiling. Their own Hydreigon, which is really good here, because I don't have the best switch-ins, honestly, on the team. So Hydreigon and their Hydra doesn't have to check a ghost type from my team. So yeah, Corviknight, pretty annoying. Best Mega Diancie check there is in the game with Mirror Armor, because if I Mystical Fire, I get the special attack drop, and because of its good physical bulk, a physical Mega Diancie with Diamond Storm does not 2-hit kill Corviknight, sadly. So yeah, Corviknight, just pretty good check to Mega Diancie. Vaporeon, pretty annoying. Good check to Hydreigon, decent check to Victini. It can at least switch in once, and then with good usage of Wish, it could switch into Victini again and again. Nidoqueen is always a problem. Nidoking, Nidoqueen, they never have switches. They have such good coverage. And once again, we played a Nidoking last time, and we were struggling to switch into it. Same thing this time. We have a Nidoqueen. Hard time switching into it. It's slightly easier just because Nidoqueen is, hits a little less harder, but it's also a lot harder to kill this time because I need more chip on it for Victini's weak rate, unlike last time, or Mega Diancie Psychic. Granbull, don't really expect it to come. Maybe it could come in on Victini, maybe if it's super bulky, but Victini could be special. But maybe a Thunder Wave or something, but highly doubt it. And Emolga's not coming. Emolga's not on. It's just there. Unlike Electrode, which can come to matches, Emolga's just, yeah, Emolga cannot come to matches. Emolga's unviable. Anyway, yeah. So as I said, again, this is not a pretty favorable matchup. They do have like good checks to a lot of our team. Mega Dancy's walls by Corviknight. Hydreigon has to be especially defensive, otherwise Spectre kind of wins. VICTINI has an insane matchup, but again, VICTINI, if their boots up, I need to defog. Like if their rocks up, I need to defog unless I run boots, and if I'm boots, I'm slower than Gallade. And Scarf Hydreigon. Its coverage is a little iffy too, because you need Weak Raid for Gallade, Bolt Strike for Vaporeon, because Thunder does absolutely nothing to Spadef Vaporeon. But then you also want Dazzling Gleam for Hydreigon, because you don't have a physical move to hit Hydreigon. So yeah, tricky matchup. One thing to note though is their only removal is Hydreigon and Corviknight, and I don't think Hydra has the space to run Defog. So Corviknight probably is forced to run Defog again, just because we have Webs, and Webs effect Mega Gallade, as I said, makes Diancie a little easier. So yeah, that's the matchup. Let's just jump into the team I'm bringing. Starting off, we're bringing Hydreigon with leftovers. And we're max HP, max Spadef basically. The speed is just in case the Nidoqueen's trying to creep 0-speed Hydra. We're running Dark Pulse, Roost, Dragon Pulse, and Taunt. Dark Pulse is self-explanatory, hits the Spectre super hard. Doesn't actually kill Spectre actually, because Spectre has decent Spadef. Also if it's like invested or combined. The other issue is Roost is for longevity. We have to stay healthy at all times unless the Spectre is dead. Dragon Pulse was just in case they were sub-disable Spectre, because then I could hit it with a second move, which also breaks sub. Yeah, and then it can also hit it hits the Vaporeon, Mega Gallade, and Hydra like harder. So I used it for that. And Taunt was to stop Vaporeon from wishing, Corviknight from roosting. Yeah, maybe even Spectre from like Calm Minding, because we can stop that, or Nasty Plotting behind the sub. So Taunt just was like gives a lot of utility. I was initially like Nasty Plot, but it didn't really work because I got forced out because I did not kill Gallade anyway if it hard switched in. U-turn didn't really get me anything because I was faster than Vaporeon and Corviknight, and both of them have momentum. Vaporeon with flip turn and Corviknight with U-turn. Another thing to mention though that was really scary is they go Spectre, I go Hydra, and they know I have to go Hydra because nothing else on my team takes a Shadow Ball. They double into Gallade, and that's a huge problem because I already don't have Gallade answers on my team. So definitely a tricky matchup. But anyway, yeah, that's the purpose of the Hydreigon. As long as Spectre is alive, I cannot go into this. This is here just for the Spectre and to ensure I do not lose to it on the spot. If they do double into Gallade, I switch out. I cannot risk anything. Like, this is not going to be risked at all unless the Spectre is it. Or if the Spectre doesn't come, there was a couple of mocks where it didn't come. And then this is just a good sack fodder to bring in something safely. Or just good with Taunt to keep pressuring the Vaporeon and Corviknight from roosting. Next up, we have Electrode, which is coming for the second time. With Rocky Helmet, Static to try and paralyze the Mega Gallade, which would be awesome. Because then VICTINI just outspeeds and I don't need to Flame Charge, I can just recreate. And Vaporeon's kind of pressed to run Heal Bell in this matchup, honestly. So yeah, we're timid with enough speed for Spectre, so we hit 396, I believe. And the rest is into physical bulk. This EV spread lets us live close combat from Jolly Gallade after rocks. So we basically make it hit us twice, so take 2 Rocky Helmet chip. And we get 2 static chances if they do hit us with a contact move. So that's the purpose of Electrode. It basically gives us a one-time switch into Gallade for sure. And if they do contact it, maybe we can get a static power off. Like, I think we'll get 2 shots at it. So 60, well, it's not exactly 60. I think it's like 51% chance to paralyze. So it's a coin flip. So if you can get that, that would be pretty, like, good for our team. We're running Teleport. So initially, if Gallade comes in early and we have to bring this in, I'm going to click Teleport. Even if they hit me hard, they risk static power. And the Nidoqueen is a very solid switch into Electrode now because Electrode gets no coverage for it. So Teleport gives me momentum straight into Palace Wine, which is there on the team later. and pressures the Nidoqueen. So teleport works really well that way. Foul play is to hit the Spectrier if it's weakness policy, hits the Glade for like 50-ish damage, and that's about it. Doesn't really do anything. Volt Switch is for momentum. If Nidoqueen dies, I can just click Volt Switch instead of teleport. And Thunderbolt was just the move, like last move. Could have been Taunt, but again, I don't really want to Taunt with Electrode. I need to keep it around for Glade. Probably shouldn't be in otherwise because it does no damage. I want to run Aftermath, but then the 2 static chances seem better if we could get it. So like I like those odds better, but Aftermath could work too because Rocky Helmet 2 chips is like 32%. And Aftermath's 25, so that would be 57% damage right away. And let's say if I have Rocks up, like that's like 60-ish% damage. But the problem is Mega Glade didn't really need HP in this matchup. It just killed everything it was faster than. So in the end, we decided the chance of paralyzing it was better than Aftermath, so we went with that. Next up, we have Victini with the Heavy Duty Boots. It's the only Pokemon on our team, on our build, which has any meaningful attack investment, attack or special attack investment for that matter. But we have Flame Charge, we create Bolt Strike, Dazzling Gleam, we create a self-explanatory, we create as broken, like, like we create kills everything. We create into Bolt Strike kills a Vaporeon, it's that strong. Bolt Strike is for the Vaporeon, which otherwise would wall the set. Dazzling Gleam is just for the Hydreigon. After 2 rock switches, it dies to Dazzling Gleam. And Flame Charge is a very high potential move. So usually when Victini comes in versus his team, it will just be 1 kill. But if I can get off a Flame Charge on like the Vaporeon coming in and Bolt Strike kill it, I actually get 2 kills instead of 1 because I'm faster than everything else. I don't expect to Scarf Spectrier. So I click Weak Rate and I get 2 kills instead of 1. So I quickly level the playing field. Just because I don't have sacks to Glade, I'll probably be at a sack disadvantage. So if I Flame Charge with Victini correctly, I should be able to get 2 kills and immediately level the playing field. So that's the role of Flame Charge. Initially, I'm just going to click Recreate really hard. The best ways of getting Victini in are after damaging Carbonite or getting up rocks. And as the Carbonite comes in, because that forces a Roost or a Defog, and I can get to bring in Victini safely. And just click Weak Rate, because that's Carbonite's issue. It cannot touch the Victini, unless it runs like some weird Power Trip set, but then it's not really a Diancie check at that point. So yeah, Victini is the win con, is the only way I win this game. If Victini dies, there's probably no way I will win the game, because I don't have enough damage output. Araquanid with Heavy Duty Boots as well. So we're rocking, you know, the boots, triple boots, as you can see. Water Bubble, so our liquidation is stronger. We're running max HP, max def, and some attack investment. The attack investment was just to force Carbonite to Roost. After rocks, it does about 50, like with the rocks, it does 50% damage to Carbonite, forcing a Roost, which lets us bring Victini in safely. Does good damage to Spectre, Glade, and stuff as well. We had Scald War Absorb initially to block Flip Turn from Vaporeon, but Scald Burn was not as reliable, so we switched it to back to Liquidation to always guarantee kill like Mega Glade, because Electrode would usually bring it about 40%, and Liquidation would kill Glade at that point. Liquidation, Rest, Sleep Talk, Toxic. Toxic is for the Vaporeon, but it's also really nice for the Spectre, Glade, like to catch them on the switch. Also the Vaporeon if it tries to wish up on Araquanid, so we punish that. Rest Talk is for longevity, and Araquanid's a main answer to Hydreigon and Vaporeon on the team. Like we use Vaporeon to rest up, so we can always check Hydreigon. Obviously, if the Hydra is, because I expect to Scarf Hydra, which is just good speed control for them. But and if they're not Scarf Hydra, then Victini is faster, so I don't mind that, and so is Crobat. Next up, we have Crobat with Heavy Duty Boots as well, max speed, so we speed tie with Spectrier. The rest is in HP. The attack investment is to one-hit KO, max HP Mega Glade after rocks, like always. So that's the investment. Again, don't really need a lot of investment, because Crobat does hit hard, and his team doesn't really like switching into Brave Bird, other than Corviknight, which is already pressured by Victini and Araquanid. Like, Victini can abuse Corviknight. Super Fang brings down everything to like half of the health they have, which is really good. It chips down Nidoqueen, Vaporeon really, really quickly, and then Taunt to stop them from healing and just staying at that health. Roost full longevity, and then, yeah. Just because Nidoqueen hits slightly less harder than Nidoking, this can also actually stay in on Nidoqueen from full and Super Fang to get the chip, which is amazing. Obviously, it's a one good way of avenging Mega Gallade right away and force a switch, which is amazing. Does about 60% to Spectrier, so again, if we win that speed tie, like that's another way we can win. Yeah, Crobat, again, super good. Fat Crobat, really good. And last, we have Piloswine with the Eviolite. Again, max HP, max SPDF. This is a Nidoqueen check on the team. We didn't really have a Nidoqueen team. Ferrothorn doesn't really work, and Araquanid has to check Hydreigon, and is almost do it KO'd by Life Orb Modest Thunderbolt from Nidoqueen. So, yeah, we went with Piloswine, which doesn't really take much unless they run Focus Blast, which is unreliable. And also would be like weird, because they probably want Earth Power. They want to move to hit Earth Power, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, and something, right? So, like Sludge Wave maybe for Hydra or Rocks. So Focus Blast was hard to fit, so Piloswine was a pretty good switch into Nidoqueen. Especially works well with the Teleport Electrode on Gallade as they go into Nidoqueen and we get in Piloswine. And then we can set up a Rocks as the Corvik comes in, and then go into Victini as the Corvik defogs, which it should 100% be defog Corvik because we have webs and they don't have removal otherwise. Yeah, Earthquake hits the Nidoqueen, hits the Gallade, hits the Spectrier, Icicle Spear. I thought it was better than Crash because Crash can miss, Spear doesn't. Good consistent damage. And Ice Shard was just priority to do chip Hydra Nidoqueen into like Victini range. So yeah, that's the team. And as for leads, my lead was 100% going to be Araquanid once again. Their best lead versus Araquanid is honestly Corviknight or Mega Gallade. And I have answers to both. I have Electrode, which would be a little unfortunate that I have to go into it right away. And like I do have Crobat because I'm not going to risk the Brave Bird turn 1. So yeah, other than that, Araquanid leads really well versus the rest of his team. Spectre lead is not going to OHKO from full, so I can just Liquidation it super hard. Hydra is not going to do enough to me, and I can Toxic it. Vaporeon cannot touch me. Nidoqueen, again, does not want to take a Liquidation right away. So, yeah, I was going to lead Araquanid. Let's jump into the team, the replay and see what my opponent brought. As you can see, my opponent brought a team of Mega Gallade, Nidoqueen, Spectre, Hydreigon, Corviknight, Vaporeon. Pretty much the 6 we expected. Didn't really think Gramble or Emolga was going to come. Yeah, so my lead doesn't change. I'm going to lead Araquanid. And as you can see, this works out as the lead Spectre. This cannot kill us. This cannot burn us because we're Water Bubble. I can only sub. And if it's sub, Hydra I can go hard Hydra and stop it with Taunt. Also because Liquidation breaks sub actually. So, yeah. It's not as big a threat, especially because I know it's not Scarf right away. So if I Flame Charge with Victini, I definitely get a kill. So yeah, I fire a free Liquidation. He can go Vaporeon, but Vaporeon's not doing anything to me, so I don't really care. As he goes Corviknight, and I click Liquidation, it does 32%, so this has some Fizz Def for sure. I don't really want to take a Brave Bird, because this was not enough damage to force a Roost, unfortunately. So I go Crobat. He could U-turn and try to get momentum into Nidoqueen, but I would trade Rocks with Nidoqueen by going Palo. So, but he clicks Brave Bird, does decent damage, but he's also like weakening himself a little. The next time, like it's to it KO'd by Araquanid, so he has to Roost. Here I just clicked Taunt. Didn't want him. I thought he would Roost, thinking I would Roost as well. So I clicked Taunt as he goes Nidoqueen, which is fine because now we know he cannot set up Rocks or T-Spikes, so we can just go Piloswine pretty freely, right? He's either clicking Earth Power or he's clicking Ice Beam or Thunderbolt, both of which Piloswine choose. So we go into Piloswine as he clicks Thunderbolt, which is perfect as we can get up a Rocks now. There's no reason to Earthquake there because Nidoqueen couldn't like get Rocks up there, so there's no point. there was no point for Nido Queen staying in, so I got my rocks. And this turn, I do go Victini, expecting a defog or like Iron Head, maybe, so Victini would tank both. As he does click defog, which is fine, because now my Victini is in, and I get a free weak rate. He goes into Vaporeon, and we do 38%. This tells me this is not max Fizz-F, because weak rate should only do about 32%. So in my mind, I was like, and he didn't show leftovers. So I was like, huh, interesting. Obviously, I could have Bolt Strike and taken this out if he was not Wakan or Scarf. But I was really scared of Scarf, a random Scarf Vaporeon, and then if I lose my Victini, that's a problem, because that's the only thing on my team with like investment, right? So I was like, okay, I have to scab for the Scarf, I have to scab for like Wakan. I'm not staying in. I have a pretty free switch into Araquanid. Like he can click Wish if he wants. Yeah, so I just go Araquanid. Is he doubles into Hydra, so he's counting for the Bolt Strike. This also probably tells him that I'm Scarf because I didn't switch, which is fine. But here I think I click Toxic. Yeah, I think I clicked Toxic, just wanting to see what the Hydra wanted to do. Also, if you try to go back into Vaporeon to Wish. But he goes Corviknight, which is fine. I go Crobat here. Like, I can roost up on the Corviknight. As he doubles into Glade. Not really sure what that double was about. Did he think I was going to go Hydra, maybe? Because Crobat was chipped. But, yeah, not sure what this double was for. So, yeah, I go into Crobat, and this is perfect because I obviously OHKO him, right? So he has to switch because Glade's a huge threat in this match. So I actually make an aggro play and click Super Fang, expecting the Nidoqueen, as he does go Nidoqueen and takes 50%. And now this is in weak rate range. Even if he's bulky, he dies to weak rate. So, which is good. So we already have Vaporeon, and also my Victini switched before Vaporeon. So Vaporeon's not Scarf. So next time weak rate into Bolt Strike will kill, even if he's Wakan. So yeah, here I go Piloswine again. That's my check to this. As he clicks rocks, which is fine, I just get my own rocks up. As he goes Vaporeon, in my mind I thought he went here to Wish, but also he wasn't max Fizz-F. So this Earthquake was 2-hit KOing this. So I was like, he's probably wishing, right? There's no way he's clicking Scald or Flip Turn here. He could click Flip Turn if he really wanted momentum, but there's no way he was clicking Scald. If he was just Mono Scald, he had to click Wish here, right? So I decided to stay in and click Earthquake. Turns out he's negative speed, and he clicks Flip Turn, leaving his Vaporeon super low, which is amazing for us because now this is dead to weak rate. I don't even have to Bolt Strike, so I can still bluff Scarf. Well, as if the default, I can bluff Scarf. But yeah, also because this dies to Piloswine next time, so I can stay in on Pilo because Pilo will kill it, which is amazing. So yeah, I clicked Earthquake. As the go Glade, I decided to save Piloswine still for the Nidoqueen and go Electrode. Thinking they would CC and I would live, but they actually click Stone Edge, so I guess they expected the Crobat, and they don't make contact, unfortunately, which is really annoying. And because of that, I know they live a foul play for sure. Yeah, they live a foul play for sure, right? So I thought they might want to just risk it and go for another edge and take out the Electrode so I don't have a switch to CC next time and they can click it pretty freely. But, so I was going to teleport first, but then I was like, okay, maybe it just makes sense to click foul play just in case they think he can stay in. Because if I teleport, I'm in a really bad spot if they click Stone Edge because I don't get the para on it, I don't get any chip on it, and I lost my Glade check. So I thought, okay, I'll just click foul play. I still have the rest of my checks are super healthy. So I click foul play, do no damage to this, but importantly, put this in Dazzling Gleam range already. Next time it switches into rocks, it dies to Dazzling Gleam. But my Arachnids are full health, so I have a check to this. I just go straight into it. He clicks Draco Meteor, revealing not to be specs, but being modest, non-boosting item. So in my head, I was like, he is Scarf. Modest Hydra, which makes sense. Draco does 48, so that means the next one won't kill me because it'll only do 24. So I can rest up here pretty easily. And he has to expect a leech life because I haven't revealed my set. So I click rest as he goes Corviknight. And here I think I go Crobat, as I believe he clicks Defog. Yeah, free Defog for him. And I go Crobat, but I get off a Roost here. I haven't revealed Tom. Oh, I have revealed Tom, but I click Roost and I'm back to full. Here, because I know he's not Specs or boosting or a Dragon boosting item like Dragon Fang, I live a Draco Meteor from this, right? So I thought there's no point switching. I can just actually Brave Bird this and get a lot of chip, especially if it clicks U-turn. Then he has to take Brave Bird on something, which is only Corvik, and then I can Super Fang that later. So yeah, I decided to just stay in and Brave Bird as he clicks Dark Pulse. Does 46, but I get good chip on it, which is really good. This is in like close to Ice Shard range now, I believe. Here I think I switched to Hydra because he is Carved because he was faster than my Crobat. As he stays and clicks Dark Pulse and does nothing to our Hydra. He knows we have Spadef and Lefties now, but I decided to just click Dark Pulse. I knew he was not staying in and he was Carved, so even if he stayed in, I win that exchange because he's doing nothing to me and I'm healing. So I click Dark Pulse as the Glade comes in, and we do a good chunk of damage to it, which is really good. And here I go back into Electrode on the sack as he clicks Close Combat, and unfortunately we don't get the static. Yeah, so never lucky, RH3 moment, etc. But yeah, we don't get the static power. So now in hindsight, I wish I was Aftermath because this would take 25%, which would definitely put it in the range of Ice Shard from Piloswine. And what else? And like if I get up rocks, then it can't even switch in like more than 2 times. So yeah, but we don't get the static, like, which is unfortunate. But not the end of the world. But Galade's looking a lot scary now because I cannot defend that Spectrier double into Hydra, Spectrier double into Galade anymore. So here I go Crobat to revenge, just because I don't really want the Victini to take a Stone Edge at this point, because if a Stone Edge crit, I probably lost the game. So yeah, I go Crobat. This is actually a very monumental turn in the game. I'm at 40%, which is a roll for +2 sneak to kill. So here, if I Brave Bird, right, and let's say he sacks off Hydra, okay? I take Recoil, go to like 33, 32, whatever. He goes Spectrier. I have to switch because I cannot, if I lose the speed tie and he gets the boost, it's a problem. And obviously I cannot roost on Spectrier, right? So I have to go Hydra. He puts the double into Glade on my Hydra switching. Yeah, he clicks SD as I go Palo on the sack. Yeah, I click Shard or whatever. He clicks CC, takes out my Palo. And then Sneak kills my Crobat. CC kills my Hydra. Stone Edge kills the Victini. Stone Edge kills the Arachnid. So I lose the game. Like 100%. If he Sword Stance Shadow Sneak, which is a possibility still, because CC and Edge covers my whole team, I lose if I take any chip on this Crobat and don't bring it back to full. Like, bring this out of sneak range. Also, because he was CC and Edge, he actually covers my team, so I thought he would be knocked to get rid of Boots, because the last game I played, I would spam Boots as well on this team. And Sneak, right? Sneak to pick off Victini, maybe help with Diancie. Like, the chip's always good. So I didn't really think he would have Psychic move here. And as he showed Stone Edge and CC, I thought, like, if I roost, Stone Edge is not super effective. So I can tank, even if he stays in. And if he switches, I've dropped my Crobat back to good amount of health. So my play is to roost here 100%. He shouldn't risk his Glade. His Glade's still really good if it can come in on the Spectrier double to Glade. So, yeah, I click Roost here. He actually stays in, has Zen, and clicks and kills me. Yeah, which puts me in a bad spot because I am 6-4 and I don't have the sacks to this thing, right? But this is, and yeah, a lot of my teammates had like panic attacks on this play. But but obviously some of them knew, like Roost was my play 100%. I could not Roost here. It was just a good aggro play by my opponent. I would question the build a little. I don't know what the Zen was for, at that time at least. Like Knock seems a lot better as a mid-round play. But I guess if they wanted Crobat out of the way, which they probably do because they're actually mod as Spectrier and not timid, so they're not speed type. Yeah, spoiler alert. They're actually mod as Spectrier, so I guess for that reason they probably wanted this gone. But still, he made a good aggro play and gets me. But now I know he's not SD Sneak, so I still have a chance with Victini because Victini lives a Stone Edge from full. So yeah. Here I go Piloswine actually first to bluff that I have some attack investment because the Earthquake did quite a bit to Vaporeon. And I'm trying to bluff that I am negative, that I got like a min roll on Vaporeon basically, and I'm going to kill this because of the minus defense drop. Yeah, it was just a bluff. And he takes it and he switches into Corviknight as an Ice Shard, which is fine. I stay in here and I get up Rocks, I think. Yeah. I get up Rocks, and now I go into Victini expecting the defog, as he does defog, which is fine. Here he's probably sacking Vaporeon, which is at 29% and cannot wish up anymore. So I click Flame Charge on, obviously, like nothing on his team really wanted Flame Charge. If he went Nido, like Nido could still put in work. Like maybe after weak raid he could go Nido or as the sack. Like Vaporeon did nothing anymore, so made sense to sack it to the weak raid and go Spectre or whatever. But yeah, he goes Vaporeon, so I get the Flame Charge play, right? I can Bolt Strike this, take it out. Crit obviously did not matter. Yeah, and now that was the point of Flame Charge, right? Immediately I get 2 kills here, and I level the playing field, right? He had 2 sacks on me, and now I'm gonna get another kill, and we're gonna be down to 4-4. He goes Corviknight, which actually influenced this play quite a bit. I'm not sure why he went Corviknight, honestly. I just showed Bolt Strike, so I can just Bolt Strike this, right? Twice. Yeah, like, I don't know if he was trying to bait out the weak raid or like what, but here I do make a misplay though. As he said on Corviknight, he is Brave Bird, and his last move is Iron Head because he's the Mega Diancie switching, and if you are the switching, you need to have something to kill it, right? Otherwise you lose to Combine Mega Diancie, which is Combines until Mystical Fire kills you, and then yeah. So here I just got scared why the Corviknight came in. Didn't want to recreate necessarily and lose my speed, so I click Bolt Strike, but in hindsight I should have 100% click Flame Charge here, right? Because what is the Corviknight gonna do to me? So I click Flame Charge. Sorry, I click Bolt Strike as he goes in Nidoqueen. So I guess he was trying to sack the Corviknight and reduce my speed. But in comes the Nidoqueen. I decided to click Weak Raid. He doubles into Hydra, probably expecting Psychic, because or like Zen, sorry. And then obviously he would tank it, and then I have to click Weak Raid to kill this thing. But I actually click Weak Raid on the Nidoqueen, so the Hydra is gone. That's one thing faster than Victini gone. Now there's 2 things left. So yeah, I have to obviously save Victini here because he's gonna go Gallade or Spectrier. I have to sack something and then bring back Victini and Flame Charge again, and hopefully I win the game. As he goes Spectrier, I go hard Hydra. This double was pretty obvious, but there was nothing I could do to defend it. I cannot lose Victini there, so I cannot stay in. He goes Gallade. I do have the sack in Piloswine. Piloswine's useless at this point. So I give him Piloswine as he does click CC. CC also means he dies to Flame Charge here. So I go Victini, hope for a miss or a crit. Hope for a miss or no crit. And Flame Charge. Yeah. That crit did not matter. The min roll was 39%. So he clicks Stone Edge. He connects, but he doesn't crit. And obviously we live because Victini is fat. And that's not stab. Yeah, and we Flame Charge, and now we get another kill here, which is amazing, right? unless the Nidoqueen has Sucker Punch. But if it had, it would have clicked it before. Because the yeah, it would have clicked it before, in my opinion, to get this in range of Stealth Rock, Stone Ash damage. So yeah, I click Flame Charge and I get another kill. He goes Nidoqueen. I hope he's not. I basically pray at this point that he's not Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch would be weird because you're not hitting something then. Like he's either not Flamethrower or Earth Power, and then that means he's either not hitting Ferrothorn or he's not hitting Diancie and Victini like super effectively from full, right? Which is super weird. So yeah, I click Weak Ray, take out the Nidoqueen. Yeah, he goes Spectre. My Hydra is at full health. I just go Hydra, pretty easy. He clicks Hex, revealing to be modest Specs. But at this point, we win the game because he Specs. I just click Dark Pulse. He just stays and clicks Hex again. Dark Pulse, I do crit. Crit mattered because it didn't die in one. But he couldn't really win the game because I had Taunt and Roost and I'm faster than Corviknight. So even if he goes Corviknight, right? I can Roost on it and keep this healthy. And then I just have to sack like something and then go into Victini, recreate, and I win, right? So I click Dark Pulse, he dies. In comes Corviknight, I click Taunt. He can kill me and then Victini will pick it off with Recreate. He tried to Roost, but then he just forfeits because it was pretty obvious he lost. I just Dark Pulse, flinch it down. Dark Pulse, chip it down, click Taunt after it wears off. He can kill me. Even if he kills me, I go Victini and click Recreate. Recreate cannot miss. So yeah, I win the game. That's our game 2, 2-0, start to DPL, which is amazing. Obviously, Victini again putting in the work, making me absolutely fall in love with this Pokemon now. It's so good. Over my 2 games, I think Victini has 8 or 9 kills, so that's crazy. Yeah, 9 kills because Victini would have actually killed us, not Hydra. I think we played pretty well. The Roost play was obviously. I explained why I made the Roost play. That was my correct play. Clicking Brave Bird was not my play at all. Yes, I did misplay by not flame charging on the Corviknight. I probably went at the spot right there and then, and I didn't have to risk the Stone Edge crit. But yeah, as for the week, I was weak. I was game 2 for this match. Hunter, who was pulled out of Ultra Sun to face his friend, but then got snaked. Was playing Oras. He was game 1. Unfortunate loss. I think his win con was to flinch with Togekiss twice, but Togekiss didn't flinch because that's what happens when you need the flinch. You don't flinch. My friend buddy Skyhorse played next, and he played really well with a pretty cool Corviknight set to win. To make it 2-1 to them. Then Money played I and pulled off a huge upset to beat I to make it 2-2, and then things were looking really good because Blitz had a pretty good matchup versus Josh. But Josh ended up hexing Blitz, and the funny part about it was they were complaining about an Iron Tail that missed that would have 2-hit KO'd a Gramble, which was not true. And they were really adamant about that. We basically missed a Rock Slide in the game. And they were trying to say it was justified because they missed an Iron Tail, which would have 2-hit KO Granbull, which is not the case because no Lopunny can 2-hit KO Granbull, and like without a crit. And they also lost 3 speed ties on their Tentacruel versus Charizard Y, but the Tentacruel was running HP Rock, so it could not even have been a speed tie because it could only hit 327. So that was pretty funny when they were caught lying about sets. And then Paranox robbed L5 sadly, and they ended up winning the week 4-2, which was really, really demoralizing for sure. It was an absolute robbery. L5 played that superbly and then just got robbed. And then Moxie beat Ride, but honestly, the game didn't matter as much because obviously you lost the week. So that was unfortunate. We are 2-2 now, and obviously we have a tougher schedule coming up because we play Viscash Gang, which are probably probably the best team. Platoon Goons are pretty strong, and Temporal Tower Titans. We're also 2-2. So obviously we have to like play well, prep well to make playoffs. Hopefully, 3-4 is not going to make playoffs. We definitely have to win 2 of the remaining 3 weeks to make playoffs. So yeah, hopefully we can pull it off. And yeah, until then, I'll see you and have a good day.